Superhero games seem to be all the rage right now. Crackdown was a bit ahead of its time, but now we've got several coming out in a small time frame. The first of this wave of heroic adventures is here, but does Infamous stand up to its predecessors, or is it a shocking failure? When I first saw the cutscene style of Infamous, I thought it would be in the vein of Mirror's Edge's vomit-inducing cutscenes. After a while, though, it grows on you. It's not so much cartoon animated as it is a motion comic. It does a really good job at driving the feeling that this is a story taken from a comic book home. It's not the generic kill the bad guy story either. Crap gets really crazy about halfway through, and I guarantee you won't see the ending coming. Graphics are good, but nothing special. A few of the effects stand out, such as the darkening that happens around you when using the lightning storm move, but for the most part, this game passes the inspection visually, but it does not especially impress on many levels. Voice acting is in the same boat. It seems strange that the voice of the main character is gruff and mean-sounding, even when you're being the good guy. The rest of the voice acting is easy to listen to and doesn't embarrass itself, except in a few situations. But once again, I never found myself very wowed by the actors' devotion to their roles.
Background information. According to the group's official history, research surged ahead and numerous breakthroughs were achieved under Tate's leadership. Side note, no evidence remains of any specific breakthroughs. Repeated requests to witness anything created during this era were denied. End side note. After Tate's death.
The superpowers are the real star here. This game does an exquisite job of giving you new powers at the exact time that the ones you have start to get old. You won't have to wait too long for new powers after your last one, but you won't be getting them rapid fire either. The pacing is pitch perfect. I am confused how electric powers would prevent you from taking fall damage though. Another amazing feat that these powers pull off is making the player feel like a badass, while still preventing him from being a god. By the end of the game, the player has some pretty kick-ass powers, but that doesn't mean he can just waltz through the enemies. The bad guys get progressively harder to beat, with some pretty good variety to boot. There are only a few boss fights proper, but with the exception for the last one, which is abysmal, they're pretty fun, and will take some pretty good reflexes to beat. The last boss is disappointing because after you get the hang of his 3 or 4 moves, his attacks become incredibly easy to avoid, but his health bar still takes about 15 minutes to drain. There's also a karma system here too. You can either be good or bad, and the game rewards consistency in this regard. The powers for the evil path have a lot of force behind them, while the good powers are more about precision. It's well balanced and will have many players going for a second playthrough just to see how things will turn out. I do have to take issue with the navigation though. Climbing a wall is easy. Basically all you have to do is mash the jump button until your character has climbed the wall you're aiming at. But the problem is that it feels too automatic. Scaling enormous buildings yields no sense of accomplishment because there is very little input required. Infamous is a game that impresses on so many levels that it's hard to find fault with it. The story is surprisingly deep and impresses in so many ways. This combined with a steady stream of diverse and useful powers and stellar graphics create one hell of a game. The only thing that holds this game back is the sometimes iffy voice acting and the automatic climbing. Infamous gets a well-deserved A.